Hi there and welcome to the kitchen. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm Keith and I'm here with another video blog, but before I get to that, welcome to the kitchen. Now I point that out for two reasons. Number one, because I'm in the kitchen, but number two, because it's been pointed out to by a buddy of mine, sorry. He said, Keith, you're always in the kitchen doing these reviews. I love your blogs, but what's up with the kitchen? What is not to like about the kitchen? I love to cook. God knows I love to eat. I like the lighting in here. I can play with different buttons. I can turn on fans. This room comes with tricks. You don't get that in the dining room. Anyways, but you know what? I might move around the house a little bit, so stay tuned for that. Microwave. Light on, light off. Refrigerator. Boom. All right. The other comment that I recently got from a friend, which I really enjoyed, was he said, Keith, I've noticed that on YouTube you've changed your username from Black Magic to Witty. He's like, what's going on with that? Well, I'm always talking about, WittyWhittier, my Facebook page, WittyWhittier, and I got a new website out, WittyWhittier.com. So, I just changed it to Blend. I said, but don't worry, I'll always be Black Magic. And with that in mind, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to my review of Jack Ryan Shadow Recruit. Now, Jack Ryan Shadow Recruit is a reboot. Now, if you've seen movies over the last while, you've been seeing a lot of different reboots. We've got a Planet of the Apes reboot, we've got a Star Trek reboot, tons of reboots. Everything's getting rebooted. In a couple of weeks, there will be somebody here who's like 12 years old calling himself WittyWhittier in a reboot of these blogs, so get ready for that. Now, this movie stars Chris Pine, who stars in another reboot, the Star Trek reboot. It also stars Keira Knightley, and it also stars Kenneth Branagh, who's also the film's director. Now, this movie for me, even though it's called Jack Ryan Shadow Recruit, probably should have been called Been Here, Done That. Because in the movie, what we basically see is Jack Ryan, he's in university in England, and he sees back home what happens with 9/11, which gives him the motivation to enlist in the army. So we've kind of been there, done that, and we've seen that with different movies before. We've got this really bad guy, and he speaks with a very thick Russian accent played by Kenneth Branagh. We've been there and we've seen that before. Now, Kenneth Branagh does everything he can to be menacing, but he really isn't, because I'm looking at him, I'm like, hey, there's the guy that directed Thor. There's the guy that was on all those other Shakespearean movies. And I just couldn't buy into him as a scary villain. And then we've got the Been There, Done That female lead with starring Keira Knightley. Now, looking at Keira Knightley and her relationship with Chris Pine's Jack Ryan in this movie, it kind of brought me back to Transformers 2. Now, you remember Transformers 1 came out and we were all very excited because it was a live-action Transformers movie. Well, most of us were excited about that happening. But then Transformers 2 came along, and it was basically Megan Fox and Shia LaBeouf going back and forth with the whole I love you, or tell me you love me, and all this nonsense. And I felt that her character was very annoying and very whiny and needy, which to me brought the movie down a little bit. The other thing that I wasn't overly thrilled with in this movie was the fact that if you know anything about Jack Ryan, you know that he's an analyst. His whole thing is to analyze situations, to sit behind a desk and to understand different patterns and things of that nature. And he does a great job of that. But in this movie, he was expected to be more so of a Jack Bauer character and get out and save the world. And for that, I had a hard time buying into it. So I'm giving this movie a C+. Am I saying that you shouldn't see it? Well, I'm saying this time of year, you're going to see there's a lot of great movies that are playing, and you might want to go and check out one of those. If you go and see this movie, I don't think you're going to be overly disappointed. You're not going to go kicking and screaming out of the theater like you just saw The Great Gatsby. I just don't think it's as good as it could have been. So again, C+ for this one. As always, you can check me out, and there's so many different places, because apparently, like I said, all over the internet. Twitter at CFL_fan, Facebook.com/WittyWhittier, and the brand new website, WittyWhittier.com. All the links are below, so be sure to check them out. Add them to your favorites, tell all of your friends, run into strangers and tell them about them as well. Again, if there's any movies that you want me to review, please let me know. I'd always love to hear from you. I appreciate all feedback, good, or if it's a matter of telling me to get out of my kitchen, even though, again, awesome lights, hello. Anyways, thanks so much for checking this out, and I'll see you at the movies.